Hello. In this video, we will look at how to use Clarity LIMS to record a BioAnalyzer QC step, and how to use the out-of-the-box features of Clarity LIMS to generate a sample list for BioAnalyzer QC, as well as parse in the result file. To begin, go to your LabVIEW dashboard in the Clarity LIMS web interface and click on the BioAnalyzer QC step. Pick 12 samples from the list and drag and drop them into the ice bucket. Click View Ice Bucket to confirm the content of these samples and choose from this drop-down a DNA 1000 chip or high sensitivity chip. Click Begin Work. You will then be prompted to the sample placement screen. Use the screen to annotate where these samples are located on the BioAnalyzer chip. You may also notice that this 4x4 chip has column 4 blocked for not available due to the instructions of the BioAnalyzer instrument. You may also want to click this print button to have your sample list printed so that your sample name in here displayed as DNA 35, 36, 37 can be displayed in a table right next to the well location. Now, you can click the Record Details button. After you click this button, you will see this window telling you that a custom program is currently being executed. What the program is doing is generating a driver file that contains all 12 samples and listing the LIMS ID for every single one of them. As the screen refreshes, you will notice that under the Files tab, there are two files already generated. The first one is the sample driver file, and the second one is a log file that describes whether or not that driver file has been successfully created. If you click on that CSV file, you may view the actual content of the driver file. The sample LIMS ID are all listed in this column, and you can easily import this into your BioAnalyzer control software. At this point, you may click the Save button to save the information you've recorded so far, and go to take the BioAnalyzer measurement. When you're finished with your BioAnalyzer measurement, you may come back to the LabVIEW dashboard of Clarity LIMS and find the BioAnalyzer QC step that you've started. That should be in the dark navy color still. Click on that tab to return to the page where the recording has been logged so far. Now, you may choose to specify which BioAnalyzer instrument you used for this measurement, and also specify the threshold for QC passing. Shown here in this example, the second peak size is required to be between 100 bases and 1000 bases for a sample to pass. You may simply click on any of these drop-down to change the passing criteria. Next, you can click on this upload file right next to the BioAnalyzer XML result file. Your BioAnalyzer result should be exported from the BioAnalyzer control software in the XML format. After you click Upload File, you will be prompted to choose the file that you have saved for this BioAnalyzer QC run. Click on Choose File and select the BioAnalyzer DNA XML result file that you have saved, and simply click Upload. This XML file is now uploaded to the LIMS server and associated with this QC step. Now, all you need to do is click on this button to have LIMS parse the result from the XML file and associate it with the correct sample. Keep in mind that the association of data and sample in the LIMS is by the well location. In other words, the result in the XML file for A1 position will be linked to the sample you placed into A1 well. Click on this button. You will see first this blue bar say script is running. After a little bit, it will update to tell you how many samples has passed or failed. When this bar turns green, it means the parsing script has run successfully And so far, LIMS has found 6 samples that meet this criteria and therefore passed, 6 that have failed. Now, if you scroll down to the bottom of the screen, you will see the QC flag on each sample, as well as the data for all of the peaks, their sizes, concentration, and molarity that has been parsed out of that XML file. LIMS parses every single BioAnalyzer result file that you have attached and will associate the metrics with the samples in this table. In addition, you will always find a QC assignment log file and a QC assignment report. This report will tell you exactly how these samples are passing or failing the criteria. Once again, this report is generated every time you run the BioAnalyzer step and have LIMS parse out the BioAnalyzer result. You can search for it later on or share it with your collaborators. At this point, you may click the Assign Next Steps to move these samples along within the QC protocol. After you click Assign Next Steps, on the screen, what you'll notice is LIMS automatically separates those failing samples from the passing samples. The passing samples will progress along according to the QC filters of other QC steps. The failing samples, however, will require you to give them a next step. This can be leave in the QC protocol, remove from workflow if you are signing in as a lab manager, or request a manager review. Click Finish Step, and you have completed the recording of a BioAnalyzer step. Once this has been recorded, it is always available for searching. If you would like to search for a BioAnalyzer QC step, simply type in BioAnalyzer in this search box and choose Protocol Step as your search criteria. LIMS will return with all of the BioAnalyzer QC steps that have been run since day 1. And you can very easily click into this particular BioAnalyzer QC step that has been recorded in the past and view the QC criteria, the files that have been generated or uploaded, as well as the QC metrics and QC values for each sample in the samples view.